And also, ark in the archaic English word means box. So this is kind of like Israel's covenant box. Like I said, in the Old Testament, the Ark of God or Ark of the Covenant is where God made his presence available. And so, scroll up. So in First Chronicles chapter 16, they had arrived at the place that David had prepared in Jerusalem. They burnt offerings and peace offerings to God, and David blessed the people and gave them food, and then he appointed people to lead worship. And the verses that we read in our Bible plan was part of a song that they sang in worship after they had arrived to Jerusalem, to the place where David had prepared for the Ark of the Covenant. And so the whole song is within verses 8 and 36. And all of these verses come from 3 different Psalms in the Bible. And so with verse 8, this is where we see that worship is proclaiming. And so we let the whole world know what God has done for us. We show how good God is and what he has done with others. Verse 9, we see how worship is praising. We praise him with a joyful noise and by telling others how good he is. Verse 10, worship is rejoicing. As a Christ follower, there's so much to be, or at least I believe, there's so much that we can be joyful about. And we should always be joyful because we have a promise and hope. We have Jesus. Like every time I think about that, I'm like, literally nothing can happen to the worst that can happen to me is that I die. And that's like the best thing ever for me because I'm going to eternity with Jesus. So I have everything to rejoice about. Also, Jesus himself is victory. So I have the victory because I have Jesus, and Jesus is victory. So I have that to rejoice about. What else I have so much to rejoice about. He made this day. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. I was given another opportunity to give him glory, to serve him, to be a blessing to others, to be blessed. So we just have so much to be joyful and rejoice about. Verse 11, my notes. Worship is praying. So I believe that depending on God for everything, big or small, is worship to him. He loves when we come to him and we ask him for whatever we need. He loves that intimate relationship with us. He wants that. And that's why I believe he wants us to tell, even though he knows what we need, he wants us to tell him because he wants that relationship with us. He wants us to talk to him and trust him. All right, he wants to bless us and supply our every need. And lastly, verse 12, worship is remembering. When we think back and remember all that God has been to us and all that he's done for us, I believe, or at least for me, I begin to trust him more, believe in him more, and have a heart of thanksgiving and gratefulness, which leads us to praise him more, which is worshiping him. So it's just all the whole circle. And so that's basically a summary of what our Bible plan is about. So I just want to encourage you to praise him, to remember what he's done for you, to proclaim him and his goodness, to pray to him, to rejoice. These are all the things that we can do to worship him. This is worship to God. And that's my 2 cents.